has nothing to do with why we're together. It's nice that you have money. Like, it makes things easier and more fun, but it doesn't make us any happier. Harley and Malarkey Show, Old Dog New Tricks. I mean, I don't really know why I have to say that at the beginning every time. If you're here, you probably know.
Well, I forget a lot of things because I'm a little bit older, you know. And
so today we're going to talk about a taboo, touchy subject that is a little scary to talk about.
Anal sex.
No. Money.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much does it cost for anal sex?
An engagement ring.
No, that's been put on the table too. So if you ever see Harley wear an engagement ring, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, slap that ass.
Anyways, so I wanted to talk about this because we talked about age gap relationships a couple episodes ago. And one of the comments that I made about being in a relationship with an older man is that the difference is most people who are 33 don't have 3 children and an ex-wife, but most people who are 33 also don't have multiple successful businesses, and we don't have financial concerns. Now, out of the 10,000 plus people that viewed this reel across multiple platforms, we got like 2 negative comments that a few people liked and commented on, but very few people were haters. I just want to point that out.
One person was like, "Oh my God, you're so fucking old, Brian. What are you doing?" And they're like, high five. And she goes, "I can't believe that person said that." And I was like, that was a compliment.
No. But no, I just think it's interesting because I think people do get so kind of defensive about money and sensitive about money. And I think that money is an interesting topic that shouldn't be so taboo. But I do want to caveat this and say that I'm not talking to people that are really struggling to make ends meet with this episode.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know how to talk about this without sounding like an asshole, because it's like, if you are not, and part of this is our country's fault, like, and part of this is big businesses'
You mean
fault. And
that some of the giant businesses have 90% of all the wealth in the whole country, and there's a huge, massive poverty level?
The CEO makes like 500 times or 1,000 times or even more than the lowest paid employee, and that people aren't paid a fair wage, and that people can't take care of their families without working multiple jobs, and
yeah, it's a little broke.
There's no child care for their children.
It's a little broke.
So it's super broken. And there's a certain level of money that you need to have stability in your life and to have a level of happiness. Like, money truly does buy happiness up into a certain point. I think that they've said in California, like, that number, I don't know if it's for an individual or a family, is $75K. I think it depends on where you live. But I'm talking to people above that number, and people below that number. You know, there's a lot of things that need to be figured out.
I don't know. This is our second take on this episode because we didn't define the different degrees of wealth and happiness. And I think what you're trying to do is you're saying what upsets you the most is people who have a lot of money and they're still pissed off. Is that just prove that money doesn't buy happiness?
No, I think that people that get really vocal, there's a lot of people that have a lot to say about, like, women who are younger who date older men with money, or people are very judgmental of people who have money. Like, I watch people in the public space and they get so many negative comments of people like, "Oh yeah, easy for you to say because X, Y, and Z." And I don't think that that's like,
I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that in a lot of relationships with a large age gap, it's almost approved, hey, you get some money for getting with me. I think there are a lot of older men with younger women, and maybe even vice versa, that are like, fuck yeah, I'm going to spoil you rotten, and you're going to give me a good time. You know,
but that's fine. That's a mutually agreed upon transaction. Like, I don't think people should be so judgmental about that. Like, he wants her for her young.
Kind of lit you up a little bit, didn't girl?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I think he wants her for her young hot looks. She wants him for his money. Like, that's 2 consenting adults entering into knowing.
Is that where we're at right here? You just want me?
I don't know. I'm scared to release this. It has nothing to do with why we're together. It's nice that you have money. Like, it makes things easier and more fun, but doesn't make us any happier
For those haters out there,
Or
she
have
has a
more
great
peace.
job. She makes a lot of money, more than most people her age. She's absolutely incredible at the job that she does. And
I still have my own apartment. I pay my own rent. I bought my car in cash. I pay all my own bills, in case anybody's wondering.
I don't know if this is like an educational
Or if I'm just
podcast
defending myself.
just Harley D is defending herself. So that one person out there, not the fucking 10,000 people that didn't have a negative comment, but that one person that called her a little gold digger, fucking A, this is your episode. We're doing this one entirely for you so that she can clear her consciousness, let everyone know that she's fucking got this shit under control. And she's the one that's kind of getting fucked here because I'm like Santa Claus. I have a baggage, like all the bags from all the kids. I got that big thing on my sleigh, and I'm like, yeah. That's the baggage I'm carrying with a lot of shit in my life that is not a lot of fun to deal with. So the fact that she is in this relationship means that she actually loves me because of my hot, good looks and not because of my big billfold.
Yeah.
And the way I play with money is more stressful than relaxing. I'll just tell you that right now. I do love a nice vacation from time to time, but
We haven't been on one recently.
I love doubling down on life, doubling down on myself. So I constantly make more investments, meaning more restaurants, more products, more things, more TV, more that. So my money is a tool for adventure for me.
Yeah. Which I see money as a tool for adventure, but you and I define adventure very differently.
Her adventure is, well, it's not bungee jumping, I'll tell you that. Yes, adventuring and going to see the world, which I find to be very important right now, but I feel that I am in my prime right now, and I have an incredible team of people amongst me that really wants to go for a fun adventure also. I'm going to tell you a little story about money really quick, though.
Okay.
I was raised or surrounded by an extremely wealthy family. Right? You would think that if money buys happiness, these must be the happiest people in the world. But if you look, some of these people that are surrounded by so much money are cursed by that money. They feel hollow inside that they didn't make the money, that they are just living off of somebody else's, and it fucks people up. Right?
Yeah, I'm talking about people that inherited money.
Yes. And I'm going to say something right now. I had my step uncle, as we'll call him, and him and I would sit down and have lunch quarterly, at his beautiful place up in the Los Angeles area. And he would say, you know what the difference between you and me, Brian, is, and the rest of my family? And I was like, what? He goes, they're all scared of losing their money because they can't make more money. You and I, Brian, we're not scared. We don't move out of California. We're not scared of our taxes. We're not scared of taking chances because we make more money, right? And so that was the best thing he ever said to me. So you're using this as a personal vendetta. I just used that one too. So if anyone knows who raised me, yeah, fuck you. I make my own money. I don't just spend my mama's money.
So the way that I grew up around money is that my dad always made enough money that we were never stressed out about money, which was a blessing to me and I think allowed me to have a healthy relationship with the concept of money overall. And my dad was always like, money is freedom. Money is freedom to live your life the way you want to live your life. And my dad was a banker, but he always worked great hours. Like he drove us to school every morning and then he was usually home by like 3 p.m. every day and would hang out with us, would spend the weekends in his backyard sitting in the sun. And his point was always that he never wanted to work too hard to have as much money as he needed to do the things that he wanted to do. And I think that that is kind of the relationship that I have to money too, of like, I work in sales, I can set my own schedule, I make really good money. But to me, my quality of life is more important than like, yeah, I could probably be making twice as much, 3 times as much money as I do now, working 2 times to 3 times as much, constantly going to new companies, negotiating a higher salary and all of those things. But I'm like, to what end? Like the amount of money I make now allows me to rent a home that I love, to buy a car that I love, to travel when I want to buy clothes that I want to buy. Like, no, I'm not buying Chanel purses and designer clothing all the time, but I have enough money to do the things that I want to do. I don't worry about money. And to me, that's enough. And then I feel at peace with that. And so to me, money has always been freedom. And I think being with you, you have more money than I do. And we, can spend money more than I would. Not that we do all the time, but like, for example, sometimes we fly in like business class. And I think things like that are nice. But at the end of the day, like, I think that I don't know how to put it without sounding in a negative way, but it's just like, they're really just nice. It doesn't make you any happier. Like, I'm not really any happier going on it.
I'm old, and when I lay down on that plane, it makes me happier than I'm so happy.
No, it's really nice, but it's like
those hot nuts and the little rag.
So this is the thing. Let's say you are, madly in love with somebody and you're traveling and you're going on vacation and you had like $3,000 to spend on this out of country vacation. And so you planned ahead.
I don't think it matters.
No, just let me tell my story.
Okay.
You planned ahead. You like got affordable tickets. You're sitting in coach. You're staying in like, normal accommodations that you found, but you're just madly in love with this person. You're happy with your job. You're happy with your life. Like, that could be the best trip of your life that you remember every beautiful memory on and is so wonderful and meaningful. You could be another couple who fucking hates each other, but has a shit ton of money. You fly business class, you stay at 5-star hotels, like, and you come back and you're miserable and that trip didn't make you any happier.
You're trying to say money doesn't buy you happiness.
Yeah, money is nice. It's a lot nicer to sit in business class than it is to sit in coach, especially on a long flight.
I don't know why it's always this business class. I just think that you keep going to business class.
Well, it's just an easy example to use of comparing, like, yeah, if you have extra money to spend, you'll spend it on being more comfortable on your journey to a foreign land. Whereas if you don't have extra money to spend, you're a little bit less comfortable for a period of hours. But if you're happy inside, like, you're going to have a better time than the person that's able to spend more money. That it's just like, I think a lot of people understand this, but I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people think I'll be happy when I have this amount of money in my bank account, or I can do this. And if you're not happy where you are, you're not going to be happy when you arrive at the destination.
That's what you're trying to say right there.
Yes.
There you go. That's it in a nutshell. I got it. Okay, I got it. If you're not happy without money, you're not going to be happy with money.
Yeah, and I think
100%.
Some of the happiest societies in the world are
some of the poorest countries in the world.
Yeah, but they have community, they have values, like, they understand what's important, and I think that that's gotten lost, like, especially in these coastal towns that I've grown up in, and like Newport Beach, like, there's a lot of belief that, like,
money buys happiness.
Yeah, you need the boat, you need the jewelry, you have to keep up with the Joneses. Like, it matters what other people think of you, and I think people get really lost in thinking that money is way more important than it is. And I also think that, like, money is energy, like everything else in this world, and that when people have a negative view of it and they're like, I need money for the wrong things, like, so that other people think that I'm valuable, like, that makes you have a harder time attracting money or feeling happy with money. If you're just like, oh, money is something that allows me to do the things that I want to do, I think that you allow the energy of money to flow easier into your life than if you are controlling or negative or have negative beliefs about money.
So if any of you people out there listening going, fuck you guys, like, how do I get money? Like, I can't get started. I can't get motivated. If you can't get motivated, you're fucked. I can't help you at all. But people, there are jobs that have opportunity in them, right? I'm a chef. People start at the bottom. I started at the bottom. My stepfather didn't give me any money. My father didn't give me any money. I'm self-made. I've inherited money since I made it, but I made it, right? So a culinary degree like that, a trade skill out there, people. Do you know that to go into be a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, trade schools that have opportunity to increase and grow your business, to build and open your own business in that thing. I have seen studies that right now, those trade schools, doesn't mean if you're a man or woman, whatever, it just means get into these schools and you can build your own business. And in 3 to 5 to 7 years with hard work, determination, showing up on time, time, getting the job done. There is so many bad trade workers out there that you can be great if you just put your mind to it, and you can be financially independent quite quickly if you do some of these old school jobs that nobody is doing anymore.
Yes. And I think that that's a very relevant, great story, because there is no barrier to entry for the most part to go work in a restaurant. Like, you got a job at a restaurant and you worked your way up like any other person could do. But there is, of course, the issue of like white privilege or wealthy privilege and people being born into wealthier homes. Like, you're more likely to be successful if you're born into that home.
In these trade schools,
No, I'm saying that those are a good example.
There is no privilege.
I'm an example of white privilege because I grew up with two, parents that had enough money to put me in private school. I grew up in a nice community. I was able to get a college counselor. I got into a good college. After college, I had connections from my good college. So I got a job at a software company doing the entry level role and worked my way up. And a lot of people that grow up in lower income societies have to work way harder than I did to get to where I am. So I'm just acknowledging that. But you can still do it. There's a lot of avenues to get there.
It is available if you just listen to what I said. Let's take, for example, the culinary world. You come in, you start washing dishes, you're making X amount of money. Oh, I'm the best dishwasher there is. I'm faster than anyone else. The chef looks over and goes, Jesus, that dishwasher's really good. How about you start peeling some carrots and start cutting some vegetables and stuff for me in the back? Oh my God, I'm the fastest, cleanest, most organized vegetable cutter there is. Oh my God, you should jump up on the line and start working on the stations. Oh, I'm going to give you a little raise for that. This is a more important job. Well, geez, now I'm the best cook over here. Oh, well, I'm looking at my station mates. Oh, I can do your station now too. I can do your station. Oh God, I'm doing the work of two people now because I'm so organized. I'm so clean. I'm so efficient. Wow. All of a sudden the owner of the place is going, that guy's really doing great. Let's get them into a bit of a management job, right? Well, that comes with a little bit of a salary. Wow. Oh my God, that person's getting it done, doing great, showing up, smiling, laughing, treating everybody with respect. Oh my God, that person's ready to be a chef. Oh my God, let's go get that person a chef. Oh my God, the chef's doing so great. He's out there doing charity. He's out there talking to people. He's having fun. They're out there. They're doing it. They're doing it great. They're inspiring people. They're raising people up through their systems. They're doing that. Oh my God, let's invest in that person. Let's open that person a restaurant. That person is doing phenomenal. Oh my God, that person's got their own restaurant. They've learned so much along the way. They know how to do P&Ls, to balance the books, how to do this, how to do this, how to grow their staff, how to do that. Oh my God, this person's living in their own house now. You can do that in a trade. It doesn't matter what color you are, what nationality you are, what sex you are. That is based entirely on hard work and paying attention to their surroundings.
Yeah. I mean, I think that anybody can be successful. Anybody can make money. For some people, they are going to be born into circumstances that make them have to work way harder than other people would to earn those positions. But it's possible for anybody. And I think it starts with believing in yourself and believing that you can do anything that you set your mind to, and choosing not to get stuck in a victim mentality. Like, no, it's not fair that you have to work harder than other people. But if you just sit there and think about how unfair it is,
you're not going anywhere.
You're never going to get to where you want to be.
Yes, 100%. I was raised around some white privilege. I saw a rich side of my step family. I saw a vast amount of wealth, but I was treated like the redheaded stepchild. So I knew that wealth wasn't not mine. So it was like, I wanted to show them that I could go achieve my own wealth. And that was the drive I needed. It was kind of sad and whatever, but it gave me that drive to go out there and prove myself. And if anybody can find that drive inside of themselves, anything can be accomplished. People are self-made all the time, but it all comes with what you said earlier about having that clear mindset and being like, I deserve it. I can get it done. And really, it's a manifestation. And when people are like, oh, I wanted this, I manifested it. People don't understand when you manifest something, it's not like I think about it from time to time. It's every fucking breath you breathe. It's every thought you have. It's everything in your entire body. It's like, I am always taking a step closer to that goal. I'm not just daydreaming about it. I am it. I am living my goal that I want to accomplish, and I still do it. And at this point in my life now, it's almost like, Jesus, dude, relax.
Yeah, I tell them that every fucking day.
But I still want it, and I want it all, you know. And I don't see this, but this takes me to something I saw on the gram. Is this rich dad lives in a big, beautiful house. He takes his kid to a remote village, and he wants his kids to see what poverty is like. So he leaves his kid at this village for the day, and he leaves him in the morning, comes back at night. And he goes, well, little Tommy, what do you learn? He goes, wow, Dad. He said, out here, they don't have just one dog. They have like 5 dogs. And he goes, wow. And then he goes, Dad, they don't just have like a cement pool. They have a river, and they all swim in it all day long. He's like, whoa. And then he's like, yeah, Dad, they don't just like have dinner times. They just eat the fruit and stuff off the tree all day long. And when they're tired, they just take a nap out by the river. And they're like, whoa. And the dad's like, so what do you learn? He goes, these guys have so much more than us, Dad. They have so much more than us. Thanks for showing me what it's like to succeed or be rich. And I was like, that's the fucking metaphor of life, all right? That's it. It's not the stereotypical, I need the pool, I need the house, even though I thought it was and I got it. It's the quality of time, the people you surround yourself, the loved ones. That is the richness that you can never take away. And it's so much easier to obtain. I'm programmed wrong. I've done it wrong.
He is programmed wrong.
And but I'm learning that. And you're never too old to learn, like, you know what it is? Sometimes it's just going down to the beach. It's free. And playing with your kids and hanging out with your loved ones and laughing and giggling and jumping in the ocean. And guess what, guys?
Oh, can you remember that next time before you start another business?
That's rich.
This is what I'm trying to teach him, because I'm like, honestly, I don't need a big house. I don't need more and more money. I love spending quality time with you. Like, I love being with you. I like being around for the kids. I like to travel more. And that to me is true wealth. Like, I would love to, spend a couple months in Costa Rica each year. And this guy can't stop opening new businesses. And so he likes to use his time to work.
I love it.
So I'm hoping one day he'll slow down.
I'm a painter, and restaurants are my art, and I'm still painting. But I have a team that takes it from gallery to gallery.
He does.
So moral of the story is, yo, bitch that gave her a hard time for fucking being a
gold digger.
Gold digger as the
I'm sure
I have very
confused
Kanye West.
I'm sure I have a lot of blind spots, and that I'm not as, understanding I should be of everybody's plight, but I do make my own money.
Good job.
Yeah.
Money does not buy happiness. Happiness is not for sale. It's free.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share with a friend, subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. Follow us at Harley and Malarkey Podcast on Instagram and send us a message to let us know what you want to hear next, or have us answer your question on an upcoming episode. Tune in next week for more Old Dog New Tricks. Thank you for listening.